Hey everyone, how you doing? In this video I'd like to go over what I consider to be some of the most timeless classic PS2 games which I could play forever and never get bored of. Really fun games, and perhaps ones that are a little bit more underlooked or less talked about than some of your more conventional PS2 games. I've only got a short list here. I could go on forever, but I've refined it to only a small stack of games which I'll be breaking down in this video. So let's get into it, and if you like this video then please don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. We're going to start things off with a very well-known game, but certainly a timeless one, and that is Ratchet and Clank for PS2. Certainly not, a hidden game. I think most people know about this, but it's a fantastic platformer for the PS2, and I think one that's got a great soundtrack, good controls. There is something about the first one. I know that you could argue that all the various follow-up ones, or at least most of them, improve on this in some way. But this first one, if you've never played a Ratchet and Clank game, is a good one to start with. And there is something about this first one that kind of holds up in its own right, which the others are kind of, I don't know if they're missing, but there's something about this. It's almost like when you compare, Super Mario Brothers 1 to 3, like, yeah, I'm sure 3 or Super Mario World is better, but that first one just has something about it. And I think that if you're going to pick one to start with, then you've got to start with the first one and go from there. The second game which I'd like to share with you is Tony Hawk's Underground. There are loads of fantastic Tony Hawk's games for PS2. Perhaps maybe most of them got released for PS2, probably more than PS1 and PS3 and PS4. But this one is really cool, I think. There's also obviously the kind of remastered ones for PS4, which are brilliant. They've remastered 1, 2 and now 3 and 4. But this one, the story element, the fact you can get off the skateboard and things like that, to me just make it a bit more interesting. Whilst the other ones, you can't really compare them because the other ones are what they are, but kind of constantly trying to do all of those things on every level. Whilst it's fun, having the story and just kind of the different things that they experimented with on this one, I think really makes it kind of hold up. Underground 2 is brilliant as well, but I think I prefer this one. I need to play through Underground 2 a little bit more, but so far I am preferring Tony Hawk's Underground 1. So certainly one of the best skater games for PS2 if you're into that kind of thing. There is certainly no shortage of excellent racing games on the PS2, and it's very hard to pick one of them. In fact, you could easily make a different video of the best races for PS2, but right now I'm going to go with OutRun 2006 Coast to Coast. An absolutely brilliant game, a wonderful soundtrack. The drifting is a little bit weird and it takes some getting used to, but when you've got used to that, it's just so fun, this game. I don't know where it is. Maybe I'm just nostalgic because I used to kind of play the OutRun kind of arcade cabinet, the original one and the second one, so maybe I've just got more of a kind of connection to this specific one. But I think it's really, really fun and probably my favourite arcade racer on PS2. But of course, you've got Burnout 3, The Need for Speed, Midnight Club. There's many good, obviously Gran Turismo 2, there's many of them, but the arcade style ones are the kind of the ones that I really recommend and resonate with more personally. So OutRun 2006 Coast to Coast. You can get this on Xbox as well. I think the PC version is really good. I think it came out on PC, and I think they've kind of, like many PC games from this era, they've kind of remastered it a little bit as well. But if you just want a plug in and play experience, this is good. And a good thing is, if you're using a PS2 with a HDMI converter, this game actually looks really good in comparison to most other PS2 games, because it's one of the later games. The next game is certainly overdue a remaster, but it plays and looks still pretty good on a PS2 with a HDMI adapter on a modern TV, and that is Hulk, The Incredible Hulk, Ultimate Destruction on PS2. This is my copy, which I got a couple of months ago off Vinted, and this is such a fun game. This is not my opinion, but when I was reading this, people say that this is where the new Donkey Kong game on Switch 2 kind of stole some of its ideas from. And when you play it, it doesn't seem that far off actually. So it's a really, really fun, excellent kind of open world game. I believe the first Hulk game's okay as well. I had that one, but it was too scratched, so I had to kind of donate it. But everyone says that this one is a lot better anyway. So yes, certainly if you're into kind of like Spider-Man or superhero type games and you like open world games, this one is really good. I think most people know about the Spider-Man games, but this one is well worth checking out if you're into those kind of games. If you are anywhere into the Red Dead Redemption series of games, then you are going to love the next game. It's not Red Dead Revolver, it's a game called Gun for PS2. This is a really fun game, a cheap game as well. I think CEX maybe sell this for about £4 at the time of recording. This is my copy, which is nice and complete with a manual in nice condition. And yeah, this is a great game if you like them Red Dead style games. Better than Red Dead Revolver, I think. I don't own Red Dead Revolver, I've not played it that much, but when I played this one, it instantly kind of felt more fun and more satisfying to play than Red Dead Revolver. So yeah, really, really fun, underrated game. Once again, this would be great as a remaster on PS4 or PS5, but it is on PC, and like many of those old PC games, it does get remastered, and it probably does look a lot better on a PC. But you know, man, something about these PS2 games, holding the boxes and you know having a physical copy of some of these old games, which is still playable, which you know is just fun to me. So that's the next game on the list is Gun. We're going to finish this list with two PS2 games because they're they're a very good pair, I think, and it is hard to split them up, and that is Vice City and Liberty City Stories, both for PS2. Now, of course, you know, you're probably thinking, oh, I should be saying Vice City or San Andreas or something like that, and don't get me wrong, I think those games are great too, but I've got the remasters on Switch, and I do think if you are going to play those on some kind of console and you want a physical copy of them, to me that's the best way to play these. Whereas these two are kind of like, you know, just stuck. I don't think they're ever going to be remastered, so the only way to play them is on PS2 really. So I couldn't really pick between them. I used to prefer this one a little bit more, but I just recently finished playing through this one over the summer, and I really enjoyed it. You know, it's more than what I used to. It has to be said, these are both PSP ports of games, so there is limitations from that. They look pretty bad, I'll just say that. You know, they look a lot better on a PSP. They're not really good graphically on PS2, even for later PS2 games. You know, so a lot of games from that era look a lot better, and you can't crouch. You know, which is an annoying thing if you're trying to, you know, have a bit more tactical way of doing some of the missions. But it doesn't mean they're not fun. And I think that most people, you know, if you have kind of played all the main GTA games, and these ones are really fun ones to look out for. And if you are going to get them, I always like to try and get them with the map and the manual. Both of these, they're always hard to find with both. I think, especially from CEX, they're often missing the maps because most people got them and used them, but both of these are nice and complete. Especially this Liberty City Stories is in absolutely mint condition, really. So yeah, staples of the PS2 library. One of the main reasons why I wanted to get back into the PS2 again is because I remember playing through both of those probably about 15 years ago, and it was very nostalgic for me to have a fun play through those this summer. So that completes my list of PS2 games which I think I'll always enjoy playing. Which ones have I missed? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, see you next time.